Welcome to my Midnight Stories. You've heard the name. You've heard the chaos. But what if Helter Skelter wasn't what it seemed? What if the real story behind Charles Manson's prophecy was more manipulation than madness? Let's start at the beginning. Helter Skelter, a wild, chaotic rock song by the Beatles. To Manson, it wasn't just noise. He believed it was a message, a warning of an apocalyptic war. In 1968, Manson was living in a house in the Hollywood Hills with a group of loyal followers. He would gather them around the turntable, playing and replaying the song. At the time, the world was changing rapidly. The Vietnam War was escalating. The civil rights movement was gaining momentum, and there was a growing cultural divide in America. Manson, a self-proclaimed prophet, saw these changes as a sign of the end times, and he believed the Beatles, with their massive global reach, were sending him secret messages through their music. He told his followers that a violent race war was coming, but they were chosen to survive it. The Helter Skelter, a term he took from the song to describe his inner circle. He claimed the Beatles were speaking directly to them through the music, specifically the lyrics. When I awoke, I was in a state of shock. Had I been dreaming, or had I really seen what I had seen? Manson believed this meant his group was being watched, stalked even, by the band, and he urged them to take shelter in the desert near Death Valley, away from the violence that would surely come. But why? Why did he choose this spot? Manson drew crude maps showing underground tunnels and hiding places beneath the desert sands. He instructed his followers to dig deep holes and stay hidden until the world above them blew itself apart. When the dust settled, they would rise from the desert and claim their prize, a new world order. In the summer of 1969, Manson gathered his group for one last ritual in the desert. He told them the end was near, that the Helter Skelter was starting. But as the days passed without war or catastrophe, his followers began to grow impatient and uneasy. Manson, desperate to keep control, decided to speed things up. He sent his top 3 lieutenants to carry out a series of horrifying crimes, murders, really, that would shock the nation and ignite the race war he had predicted. His right-hand man, Tex Watson, along with Susan Atkins and Linda Kasabian, attacked a young pregnant woman named Rosemary and LaBianca. After the brutal slayings, Watson and his accomplices fled to a farmhouse owned by the actress Sharon Tate, who was dating a former member of the Beatles, George Harrison. There they murdered Tate, along with 4 of her friends. Over the next few days, they killed again, targeting wealthy socialites in cold blood. As the body count rose, so did the public's fear and outrage. The crimes shocked the nation and thrust Manson and his followers into the spotlight. For a moment, it seemed like Manson might be right. There was violence in the streets, protests and panic. But instead of a race war, the nation responded with shock, horror, and grief. The murders were universally condemned, and the police were determined to bring the killers to justice. During the trial, prosecutors labeled it the Helter Skelter theory, a twisted prophecy turned murder plan. But many now believe it wasn't a prophecy at all. It was a manipulation. But let us know what you think. Do you believe Manson's prophecy was nothing more than a ruse to gain power over his followers? Or do you think he genuinely believed he was following a higher calling? Dare to hear more? Like, share, and subscribe, or I'll haunt your dreams. Sleep tight, child.